Hi, my name is Maya and welcome to my YouTube channel where I share all my thoughts, process and other random stuff about all things fiber related, but mostly knitting. Today is the 31st of March 2025 and I'm coming to you from the French-speaking part of Switzerland where I live with my gecko. Today's program, I want to share with you my spring knitting plans. Winter is finally over and it's the beginning of my absolute favorite season in the year. I'm just so excited. I love when the weather warms up, I love when the days get longer, when we have more light, when it gets warmer, and when the nature shows signs of blooming everywhere. I just love it. I'm feeling so good about everything just because there's more light. So yeah, I'm pretty optimistic and happy about my knitting adventures to come and I'm super excited to share them with you. I absolutely love filming those videos, so I hope you will enjoy. I don't have any crochet planned for the spring, which means everything I will talk about is mainly knitting. I have in front of me, what I'm watching right now is my stash. I have two boxes like this. This one is for my full skeins. Why is there paper everywhere hiding? So those are my full skeins, kind of. It's a little bit more empty than at the beginning of the year, which is nice. But yeah, it's one box for full skeins and then same box for leftovers. The way I divide full skeins and leftovers is a bit chaotic because, for example, I have so it looks like this. Can you even see? Yeah, kind of little balls hanging there. But for example, I have 3 balls of this, but it's a leftover. However, it's full skeins, but it's leftover. But yeah, so it's a little bit of a mess, but whatever. I know how it works and it doesn't matter. What it means is just I have 2 boxes of yarn and this is my stash. I have another box that's twice the size of this one that contains my knitted yarn, and then I have a few bits and bobs hanging out here and there, but mostly I have everything with me here. So the way I plan my seasonal knitting plans is that I treat my plans more as a shopping list for the next 3 months, so the next season. In this case, it's gonna go from April, May and June included, so 3 months for now. And I'm planning more than I can do because I want to be able to select what I want to cast on depending on the mood, on the context, on what yarn I have found or stuff like that. Which allows me to feel the freedom of not having a plan while not forgetting to knit something I was excited about but I just forgot because new and shiny. So it's like the best of both worlds. I can be free to do what I want while stick to plans. It's just something that works for me. I also try my best to use stash yarn for my projects, so I'm doing my best to plan with what I have, but sometimes if I, for example, want to design something with a specific yarn that I don't have, or if I need to complete something I already have with another yarn, I won't hesitate to buy it. My goal is to get my stash under 7 kilos this year. I started the year with about 10.5 kilos, which may seem like a lot, but last year, in 2024, I knit 10 kilos. So I have 1 year worth of knitting in my stash, so it's fine. I'm not, it's not overboard, I think. But if I want to get it down to 7 kilos at the end of the year, I knit 10 kilos like last year, I need to buy only about 7 kilos. I'm not getting too fussy with the numbers, I don't have the brain space for that. It's just intentions, like general intentions. Knitting 10 kilos, buying 7 kilos, getting my stash under 7 kilos, roughly. We will see how it goes. Let's do a little stash update for the winter plans. How did it go? I had planned to get 1 kilo of yarn in. That was based on what I had planned to knit and what yarns I needed to buy to get those plans done. And I have bought, so I had planned to buy 1 kilo and I have bought 1.3 1,350 grams, so a little over 1.3 kilos. But in this number, 300 grams were something I pre-ordered in December. So it arrived, but I haven't bought it during the winter. And I only had 200 grams that were unplanned, and that went on top of what I needed already. So I think I did good. I exceeded a little bit the plan of 1 kilo, but I'm still on track. I'm feeling good about that, and I take it as a win. For the upcoming season, I have calculated that I would need to acquire 1.9 kilos of yarn if I want to make everything that's in my spring plans, that's coming later. So let's round that up to 2 kilos, so I'm okay with welcoming 2 kilos of yarn in my stash until the end of June, which is good. I think it's getting me enough space to feel great about new yarn while not going overboard with the amount of yarn I buy. So that's the plan. I think it should be manageable. And regarding the amount of yarn I have knit until now, I'm using the Knit and Note app, and it tracks a lot of stuff, but including the number of grams used, which is here. So 2.3, 2,300 grams used, but this is not counting something I am almost done with, which is 300 grams. So I have knit a little over 2.5 kilos of yarn until now, which is a quarter of 10 kilos, so I'm on track. I'm good. Feeling great about that. And that's nice. Okay, that's all for the stash update. Now, for today's actual video, some housekeeping notes. I will mention out loud the names of the designers and the patterns, if I remember to do so. But everything will be written on the screen and in the description box below. If I forget to mention something, it's be either here or there. I'm not gonna say the yarns every time, because I myself find pretty annoying when a video feels like just a boring presentation of products I don't necessarily care about. So I'm not gonna say everything, but yeah, if you want more info, go there. I will also include my measurements in the description box and links and all of that. Regarding the size inclusivity, most of the patterns I'm going to talk about today are size inclusive, and if they are not, it's only shy a few centimeters or 1 inch, not much more. I'm not gonna knit a pattern that's like only going up to 120 centimeters bust. That's a big no-no for me. So there's that. Again, I'm not gonna mention the size range of the patterns I mentioned, because same, I find it super boring, and I don't know about you, but if I hear more than 2 digits in a row, I just can't understand anything. It's just too much for my brain, so I'm not gonna do that. I find it super boring, so again, in the description. And if it's about a pattern of mine, a design of mine, all my designs are size inclusive, so you can be sure about that, and they also include guidance on how to modify it if your proportions are not exactly usual, so there's that. And yes, so everything should be size inclusive. Or barely. Okay, time to actually start talking about my spring plans. I hope I haven't forgotten anything. No, first, let's go back on my winter plans, because what I did last time that I really love to do, I find it super satisfying, is to make a little list of my winter plans and just tick off everything I have done. I love it. It's like the feeling of accomplishment that we are all going after. So we'll do that. I will just very quickly give the name of the patterns and say if I did it or not, and if I'm planning to transfer it to the spring plans or not, and if not, why. Very quickly, it's not gonna be too long. So, in the first category, I had 3 categories. Garments, so sweater, cardigans and tees. I had accessories, and I had other random stuff. So in the first category, garments, first I had already started, but I wanted to finish the Halmoni jacket in my size, and I did, so cross. I wanted to knit the Melon Sweater, which is also a design of mine, and I did, check. I don't remember if I put this one in the plans or not, but I knew I had planned to make a second sample of the Melon Sweater with the short sleeves, and I couldn't find it in the actual list, so I don't remember if I mentioned it at the end of the video. I don't know, but I did it, so check. I wanted to do the Camisole number 9 by my favorite things need to wear. And I did, check. I wanted to do the Roadtrip Shacket short sleeves version because I had already done the long sleeves, the original version, in the fall. And I did, so check. This is very satisfying. I'm so happy about myself. But it's the end of the streak of checked off plans. Next one, I wanted to do the Sassy Classic crop top. I didn't. However, I really want to make it and I have the yarn for it, so that's gonna transfer to spring. I wanted to do the tonight top by Lily Kate France, but as a dress. And this one is almost done. Like, I just need to do the bottom hem and then it's finished. So let's say, check, it's done. And I wanted to do the mixed Rib Cami by Florence Miller. I haven't done it, but I still really want to make it. And I have the yarn for it, so again, transferring to spring plans. The next three I haven't done, the mini mock neck, the legs pullover and the mashup of two sweaters together. But I removed them, not because I don't want to make them. I have the yarn for two of them, the mini mock neck and the legs I have the yarn for. However, the mini mock neck and the mixed rib have a very similar shape and intention in my wardrobe, so I don't think I can make both of them during the same season. Especially again since I'm treating this as a shopping list that I want to pick what project I want to cast on at a given moment. If the two projects are very similar, they're just going to compete against each other, but I'm not going to pick both, I think. So I just took out the mini mock neck because I already have one, whereas I don't have a mixed rib cami. So mini mock neck is out, and legs pullover, I really want to make it. Like, I think about it every day. I have the yarn ready, but it's spring and the yarn it's at the bottom of the box, sorry. It's a suri that I want to hold triple, so that's gonna be super warm, and I don't think I'm in the mood for a very fluffy warm sweater this season, and it's probably not gonna go in summer either, so I'm just taking this project out for the spring summer, and it's gonna come back in the fall, I guess. But it will come back. And the last one, it was just wishful thinking. I just put it there so that I wouldn't forget about it. But I don't have the yarn for it. And I would rather knit the legs than this one, so it's just out because I don't have the yarn. But it's still somewhere in my head for one day. Now, next category, the accessories. I wanted to make the vanilla Kite Heel socks for a friend of mine, and it's done. I still have the socks, I still need to give them to him, but they are done. I wanted to make some mini leg warmers, like ankle socks, not in the sense of socks that go low on the foot, but just the leg of a sock. Because my boots were hurting the back of my calf here, the bottom of my calf, I guess, the higher part of my ankle, something in between, and I just wanted the top part of a sock to protect my leg against my boots. And I did it very successfully. I wore them a lot, so check. I wanted to make a fingering weight brioche and garter shawl. I didn't really have a specific pattern in mind. I had some ideas but wasn't really set on that because I had leftovers of very similar shades, and I still want to make it, but it's not gonna be brioche and garter. I have a plan, but I'm gonna talk about that later. But yeah, the fingering weight shawl is still there, but it's in a little bit of a different form. The next two, the Colorwork cowl or scarf. That's very specific. Colorwork cowl or scarf in fingering weight or worsted weight. I'm saying that because I have leftovers of colors that could go together in fingering and worsted, and I didn't really know which one to pick. I don't think I'm gonna do, because I already have one, a Colorwork like scarf knit in a tube, and I don't wear it, even though it's super soft and it's the perfect length and it's the perfect everything, and I don't wear it, so I don't think there's a point in making another one, even though I really want to because I loved making it. But yeah, that would be useless, so this one is not transferring to spring. Then I wanted to do Colorwork mittens, probably the Songbird mittens, that are so stinking cute, and now I have leftovers to make them. But again, it's spring. I'm not gonna need them right now, so this is coming back later in fall or something. And lastly, I wanted to make a Musselburgh hat. I wanted to make two. and I have done one. Or was it in the fall plans? No, I think it was in the winter plans. So I did one, and the second one was almost done. It's transformed into a headband, and I finished the headband. I just had to sew it together, but then I frogged everything this morning, so it's not done. I'm gonna do a hat. Not a Musselburgh, but I'm gonna do a hat, but more about that later. Last category, the blankets, rugs, and random stuff. So I still have my ongoing long-term whip of the Arctic morning blanket. Haven't touched it, but I'm still leaving it there because maybe I will. I just have 4 more hexes to do, sew them together, and then do something for the holes that are left on the edges. Maybe, maybe not, but I will keep them in the plans. I wanted to use some leftovers to do coasters in Jasmine stitch, which I did. They are not here. And I did it twice, because I bought another skein to swatch, and the swatch didn't go well, so I had this skein that I didn't know what to do with, and I did other coasters, but those I gave them away. So this plan got done twice, even though it wasn't the plan. I wanted to make a hot water bottle cover, and I did. I used leftovers, so that was nice. And the last one was to make dice pouches in entrelac stitch or stockinette. I just wanted to use a ball of self-striping yarn I had, and I used everything of the ball to do the pouches and the mini leg warmers I mentioned earlier. So that's good, very satisfying. And the only unplanned project I had this season, this past winter season, was a headband I did for a friend because she just wrote to me one day saying, hey, can you do a headband for me? I'm gonna buy the yarn. So we went to a yarn shop, we bought the yarn, I did the headband, she's super happy, and I was happy. So that's the only unplanned thing I had. Other than that, I only did stuff in my list, which I'm very happy about, and I didn't even really feel the need to cast on something that wasn't there. Again, because I think the shopping list vibe is really the thing that works for me, because I plan very wide to be sure that whenever I want to pick something, it's in there already. And it's so satisfying at the end of the season when you really can tick off stuff you've done. It's like the best. The dopamine hit is very high. So I am doing the same for this season, as I mentioned, and let's get finally into the spring plans. I forgot to mention I'm not wearing any knitwear, however, this is my favorite t-shirt ever. I wear it all the time. It's just great. It's a kind of a weird fabric. It's very heavy but very drapey. It's kind of almost suede-like. You're probably not gonna be able to see anything, but yeah, it's kind of a semi-fluffy fabric, but not fluffy at the same time. It's just very lovely. And I love the shape. It's my favorite shape. It's a little bit cropped. My belly button is here, but not too much. It's hiding what it needs to hide. And the sleeves are not too baggy, so you cannot see what's inside here. And it's just great. And one thing that's very important, when I lean forward, this is not opening, because I'm a no-bra girly, and this is a weird problem of mine. I have no idea how many people have seen my breast, but a lot. I assure you, a lot. So this is great. I love this kind of shape. And this is coming in the plans because as I love this t-shirt, I want to knit a lot of t-shirts like this. And I just wanted to wear it as an example. This is my goal, my vision for most of my knitted t-shirts. Alright, first category is the same as before. It's garments, so sweater, tees, camisoles, all of that, but also a short. A pair of shorts. That's coming at the end. Alright, so the first thing I want to knit is a camisole. It's for a design of mine. I'm not gonna tell you the name just yet, but this is yarn I have bought at the Swiss Yarn Festival last year, exactly a year ago, and it's handspun. It's a mix of viscose and I don't know. Do I even have the tag? I don't know. It would be on the screen. It's gonna be very, very drapey. It's very soft, and I couldn't know what to do with it because I don't really know the gauge. It's handspun, and the colors are gorgeous. I'm not really sure it's my colors, but I don't really care. And it's an odd amount because it's 150 grams. But again, it's hand spun, so I don't really know how much I have. So it's gonna be perfect for the design I am planning, because it's gonna have a version that's gaugeless, so you can use weird stuff like that. And I just want to check if my concept, my idea works. So that's the first plan. It's a easy design, just spaghetti straps, triangles, stuff. But it's gonna have a plot twist with the double straps that cross on the back. Yeah, it's gonna be super cool. But yeah, that's the first plan. It's for a design of mine. Name TBD. If you want to have more info, you can check out next week's episode, because I think I'm gonna finish this one in 1 week. Next plan is something I just mentioned in my last podcast. It's the Metropolitan Pullover, not sweater, Metropolitan Pullover by Tori Yu. Knit in this linen yarn, and I have seen it knit in a swatch. It's the drape. The drape is absolutely gorgeous, like this one almost, and I'm super excited. I also bought this at last year's Swiss Yarn Festival, so I really want to knit it also, because the Swiss Yarn Festival is next week and I'm going back, and I don't really want to buy too much yarn at the Swiss Yarn Festival if I haven't knit with what I have bought last year. So I just want to cast this on pretty early. I'm not gonna do the pullover version. I want to do short sleeves because I don't have enough for a pullover and I need a t-shirt. I will have to modify the gauge because the pattern's gauge is 16 stitches and I think I can knit this one at 20, but it's fine. I am faithful in my ability to modify the gauge of the pattern. So that's coming very, very soon, and there is a chance it's even gonna be my work in progress when I travel to Swiss Yarn Festival, which is a 4 hours train drive for me. It's literally the other side of Switzerland. Switzerland is small, but for some reason everything happens around Zurich, which is in the corner of Switzerland. It's beyond me. Anyway, the next one is also a pattern of mine. It's something I knit years ago. I had a single skein of merino yarn and I just wanted to try something, so I knit this top. The working name is Diamonds Top, obviously because there are diamonds on the body. It's very cool. I think it's very cool. It has double knit edgings and straps and I just love it. However, the yarn is itchy, especially because it's quite tight and negative ease. And it's way too small. When I knit it, it was kind of wearable, but since then my body has changed and now it's way too small. I took some pictures with it last year and you can see the fabric is completely overstretched over my bust. It's looking terrible and I want to use the yarn for something else. So yeah, I just want to knit another one of those and probably maybe put out a pattern this summer if you're interested. But I don't have the yarn for that because I want something next to Skin Soft, even when it's negative ease, because there are yarns that I can wear with positive ease that are next to Skin Soft, but as soon as they are tight, they get itchy. For example, knitting for Olive Cotton Merino is like that. So I need to find something for that, and I think I'm gonna browse the Swiss Yarn Festival next week to find that. So yarn TBD. The next one is a t-shirt design of mine again, and I have sent the idea to a magazine, a design call of a magazine, so I don't know yet if it's gonna be selected. I hope it won't, because I want to make it for myself this summer, and I don't want to wait for a whole year before it comes out. So I have planned to make it, hoping it's not getting selected. If it gets selected, I'm still gonna make it during the same time frame, I think, but just I won't be able to show you. Yeah, so t-shirt design, name TBD, it has a name of course, and yarn TBD. I have an idea of yarn I want to use, but I cannot tell you, and they are probably gonna select something else. Anyway, next up is another tee that I hope to be very similar to this one. It's the Tia tee, that's funny to say, by Yarn Flakes. She has showed it in her, she's doing weekly vlogs in French, and she has showed them in her January vlogs, I think, or maybe even Christmas, I don't remember. some vlogs of hers, and I love it so much. It's just so cute. It has this very trendy hem detail where the hem separates. It has a, how do you call that? A split hem, and the separation is very high, so you have this very long ribbing detail. And it also has some cables, and it has some bands of different colors on the bust. I love it. It's super cute, and I hope to knit it. If she puts out the test call during the spring, I would try to apply and hope to get selected. We'll see. And if it's not in the spring, it's gonna be later in the year, during the summer, I hope. She went out of business. She's still designing, but she put all her all her library of knitting patterns for free on Ravelry. So if you want to check out what she does, is absolutely amazing. So if you want an absolutely amazing free pattern, you can go and check out Yarn Flakes. If the TRT test call doesn't come in the spring, or if it comes but I'm not selected, I have two other contenders for the next t-shirts. The first one is the Moonset tee by Ozetta that I almost cast on 2 weeks ago, almost. And actually there is another one. I have the yarn for another tee. It's this one I also bought at the Swiss Yarn Festival last year. That's absolutely gorgeous. It's gonna be the most beautiful t-shirt in the world. I mean, look at this drape. And they are both kind of in the same category. It's oversized t-shirts with drape. So I put them together. This is for tee number 1, kind of, and this is for the Moonset tee. And I'm probably not gonna do both, but maybe. It depends if I need the tee or not. So one of the two, I don't know. As I said, I almost cast on the Moonset, but then I remember I have this and I'm just more excited about this yarn. I don't really care each of the tee number 1 or the Moonset I do, but I'm just more excited about this. So it's probably gonna be the tee number 1, and this will come one day. I think this is gonna be more wearable, but this is more exciting. The next one, this is the thing I'm the most excited about ever. It's a design idea I had recently. It's a Colorwork sweater with a retro vibe. And you know those Patagonia styles, not fluffy but kind of fleece fabric, very warm, very old school. You know the vibe. This kind of shape with Colorwork all over, it's gonna be so good. The idea I have is like very graphic, very bold. I'm just so excited about this one, but I'm very much struggling to find the perfect yarn for it. I want a boucle yarn or one of those blown yarns because I want the fluffy look. I think boucle would be the best, but hand-dyed boucle is very expensive and it's DK gauge, and I want something a little bit chunkier, but I want very specific colors and stuff like alpaca boucle by, is it Drops? I think. They only have browns or neutral tones and I don't want that, I want colors. So I had a lot of trouble to find the perfect yarns for that project, but I think I have. But it's from overseas. So before I order that, I will go to the Swiss Yarn Festival, see if I find something more local that could work, and if I don't, I'm gonna order the yarn from overseas. But it's gonna be amazing. I don't have a name for it yet, but yeah, stay tuned because I'm so excited. Okay, and the last one that I would like to make is, I'm sorry, there are a lot of design of mine that I cannot really show because they are not made yet, but they are just in my head, but yeah, whatever. It's something I've been wanting to make for a long time. I didn't know they had a name, but I learned the name recently. It's a muscle tee. It's one of those like sleeveless things that has a little bit of shaping, almost like a shoulder pad, but not a shoulder pad. It's just formed by the fold in the fabric, and it's very lightly sticks out of the shoulders, and it gives a silhouette that I absolutely adore. I find it just so badass. And it's very much my aesthetic, and I really want to make one of these. But I don't have the yarn for it yet. So again, Swiss Yarn Festival. I hope to find something for that. And I'm super excited to make this one because it's gonna be like so me. So yeah, I just really want to make it. So this is coming. Now the last one, not the last one. Then I have I already mentioned them earlier. They are transferring from the winter plans that I didn't get done, so they are still here. It's the Sassy Classic crop top and the mixed Rib Cami. So I have the yarn for both of them. Wait, where is it? Where is it? Okay, whatever. This is for the Sassy Classic crop top. It's a cashmere blend, so it's got a little bit more drape than a normal merino. And I have this reference picture of the Sassy Classic crop top that I want to do exactly the same. So, same color, same shape, same fit, same everything. I prefer this version much more than the original version from the designer. So that's why I chose this yarn that has a little bit more drape. It's a superwash from Explore Knits. And I hope it's gonna give this result. Yeah, I really want this garment. It's also very me. And the other one, the mixed Rib Cami. This is not exactly the yarn I'm planning, but the skin is very much to the bottom of the box and I don't want to go this deep, but it's the same color. So this is Frost by Woolberry Fiber Company. But this is the superwash merino base, and what I want for the mixed rib is the non-superwash merino base. So it's a little bit more lilac, purple, periwinkle than this one. This one is more blue, but it's the same color basically. And the last one, finally, I don't have the yarn for yet, but it's the pair of shorts. I'm so excited. You know, I did a skirt last week. My first design is a skirt design that I absolutely love. I just love wearing skirts. I think it very suits my body type and I feel great wearing them. But I love shorts as well. But I love shorts that have a shape similar to a skater style skirt, because it's what I love. And the other day I saw a post from someone that also lives in my town. Her Instagram name is Tricotul. So she's also a knitter from around here, and she posted a picture of shorts that are like, wow, so cool. I love them so much. And then I went to check the pattern on Ravelry, and I really don't like the pictures from the designer. I mean, it's super cute, but it's absolutely not what I want from shorts. And I think it's because of the yarn the designer selected versus the yarn that Tricotul used. She used Sandnes Garn Line, which has a lot of drape. I have used it for a dress, and it's a gorgeous yarn. But yeah, very drapey, kind of one of those heavy, not heavy in the sense warm, but heavy like this, heavy drapey fabric. Whereas the designer used something that has a lot of cotton, as in more, and is more lightweight, less drapey. So I need to go in the heavy drapey direction, and the best yarn I know in this category is Pernel by Natisea, and I have used it for a lila top, if you remember that one, and the drape is like out of this world. It's absolutely beautiful, and the gauge would suit the one of the pattern. So at the Swiss Yarn Festival I'm planning to buy Pernel to make this pair of shorts with a lot of drape. It's gonna be gorgeous. I'm so excited. And that's all for the garments. I should be able to do, I'm aiming for half of the plans. Because again, this is a shopping list. This is not everything I need to do. This is everything I would like to do, and I'm just gonna select what I'll be able to make or not. So it's not too ambitious, I think. Alright, next category is accessories. This one is not too full, I think. So the first one is the hat I mentioned. It's not gonna be a Musselburgh anymore, but I have the yarn here that I have unraveled this morning. It's again the colorway Frost by Woolberry Fiber Company, but this one is Rambouillet DK base, so it's a non-superwash 100% Rambouillet base. It's gorgeous. It's the squishiest thing ever, and it's super soft. And I want to make a top-down hat, stockinette hat, with a triple brim, with an opening on the back. And in my latest podcast, someone commented that for the opening, because I wanted to do like a hole, and then I needed the hole to be a little bit lower, because the crown of the hat is up here, whereas my bun that I want to stick through the hole is down here. So I needed to do short rows to make the hole lower, but it was complicated with the increases and I didn't really know what to do. And someone commented, what if you need the crown flat and then you join it around? then the hole is gonna be lower. And I'm like, this is genius. So thank you again. I'm gonna knit the hat top down and I'm gonna knit the crown flat and then join when I'm done with the increases. That way I have a slit at the back. And it's also even better because if for some reason I put a hat on without having a bun or a ponytail, which never happens by the way, but if it ever happens, the opening is gonna be less visible than if I have a big hole, because it's gonna be a slit. So that's amazing. Battery change. I hope this video is not gonna be too long, but we're getting there. So that's the hat I'm planning. There is a second hat I'm planning, which is for my boyfriend this time. And let me explain the plan. Oh no, where is it? Oh, here. This represents the yarn. This is Woolberry Fiber Company. This is the DK Superwash base in the colorway Nook. It's gorgeous. This is the Augustine's number 22. I have a collection of these, and this one I have never worn because as gorgeous the color is, it's a little bit difficult to pair with something in my wardrobe. I don't really know why, because this is one of my absolute favorite colors, but I don't know. And it's also very big. It's literally the size of my face, and yeah, it's kind of difficult to style. I would keep it if I didn't want it to use the yarn for something else, but since I have bigger plans, I'm gonna sacrifice it. It's okay, I have a lot more. I don't particularly need this specific one in my collection. So I have used about 25 grams to make this guy, so I had 75 grams, and with those I knit a hat for my boyfriend. It's a simple 1x1 hat, top down. I used everything and I gave it to my boyfriend, and he loves it, but it's a little bit too small. And because it's ribbing, it tends to ride up his head because it's not long enough to be secured by the flat section of the head. I don't know how to say that. And it just tends to ride up, and then with the pointy ribbing it does this point at the top and it looks kind of dumb. And yeah, and the brim is very small, the folded over brim is very small because again it's a little bit too small. So what I would like to do is rip back this guy, rip back the hat, and knit another hat using the whole 100 gram skein. And I would like to make a different shape for the crown, similar to a Manhattan hat by Tori Yu. However, the Manhattan hat is knit bottom up, and I want to use everything, so I need to make it top down. And I want this specific shape because my boyfriend, the hat he usually uses, has this kind of crown, and I know he really enjoys it. So I want to make the same, to be sure he's gonna like it. There is probably a reason the Manhattan hat is not knit top down, but I'm gonna see when I try. Maybe it won't work. I'm gonna do like one of those provisional cast on like you do for the toes of a toe-up socks, and see if I can make it work. I don't really mind if the ribbing is offset at the top, so I think it should work, but maybe not, I don't know. But that's the plan, another hat for my boyfriend. Next up, that's a funny one. I mentioned a few times I have issues with my hand knit socks because I am for some reason sensitive to wool on my feet, and as soon as I have wool, superwash, non superwash, DK, fingering, whatever, doesn't matter. My feet get super sweaty and moist and cold whenever they have wool on them. I don't know why, it's super weird. And it kind of defeats the purpose of a wool sock because if I have a wool sock on, my feet are cold. And people mentioned in the comments that there is a sock yarn by Haiku, which is called Koba C, that is a wool-free sock yarn. And I was like, wow, this might be perfect for me. But it's only available in the US, and while I sometimes order yarn from the US, I don't do it if it's only for one skein, because that's really not worth it. I order from the US if it's more than a few skeins and it's worth the sending a package and paying for shipping. But a very gentle and nice viewer, thank you Monica, she lives in the US, but she's doing her studies in Switzerland. So she was back in the US this winter to see her family. So she suggested she could buy the yarn for me and then take it with her back to Switzerland, and then we could meet in Switzerland so that she could give it to me. And that way I don't have to pay for shipping and taxes. So that was so nice of her, and she did that. So she bought the yarn, she came back to Switzerland, and we were planning to meet at the Swiss Yarn Festival because she lives near Zurich. But studies are complicated, especially with the schedules and planning, and I know that because I also did studies at university. And I know it's complete chaos. So things didn't actually go to plan, and she cannot show up at the Swiss Yarn Festival anymore. At least not on Friday, and I'm going on Friday. So in the end she's just gonna send them to me, which is sad because we won't meet up, but that's life. Anyway, I'm gonna get this yarn, this sock yarn, this wool-free sock yarn in my stash, and I really want to make myself those socks to see if finally I can make hand-knit socks that are not gonna make my feet feel cold and moist and weird. So that's in the plans. And I'm probably gonna do the vanilla Kite Heel socks because it's a construction I really enjoy making, and I suspect it's gonna fit my very, very, very high arch feet. I hope. The next one is using leftovers, kind of leftovers. Where are they? I think this is a case where I have the leftovers in full skeins. Oh no, they are here. Sorry, I'm talking and you cannot even see me. So those are two leftover balls of Isea 302 that I use for a t-shirt, and I have, so those are left, and I have intact balls of each of them, so I have 1.5 ball of each color. I could do a camisole or something with that, but I don't need another garment that's exactly the same color as another t-shirt I already own. That would be pointless. So I've been trying to find something to do with them since more than a year now, and I just don't know. But I think I will do the Netty Scarf by Lily Kate, because you can do two tones, so one half in one color and the other half in the other color, and since this is a very drapey yarn, it's gonna be perfect for this type of design, which looks gorgeous when you have a lot of drape. So I think I'm gonna do that. But it's actually been in my mind since day one, since a year and something when I finished this, but I'm not sure I'm gonna wear it. What am I gonna do with a holy lacy scarf? I really don't think it's gonna be any use of for me, especially in those colors that are probably gonna clash with everything I own. So that's why I'm not sure, but this is stressing me out. I want to get this out of stash, and I want to knit the netty scarf because it just looks like a lot of fun. So I'm just gonna do that. And the last plan is the fingering weight shawl, shawl that I mentioned, that I wanted to do in brioche and garter, but I think I'm gonna switch plans to do the Vertices Unite by Stephen West, because what I have is a lot of leftovers in those kind of dark burgundy tones and grey. This is only two of them, but I have more. Those kind of grey of all density or deepness or whatever together. And since that's a lot of colors, the Vertices Unite would be perfect because, well, it uses a lot of colors in small quantities, and I have done some calculations, I think. Yes, so this is the color placement of the original, and here I did some calculations with how much I have of each color and where I could place it to make the most, to use the most of it, and I think it should work out. And I've been wanting to do the Vertices Unite since forever, so that would be a, how do you say that, kill two birds in one stone? That sounds a little bit sad, but that would be the plan. But I'm not sure. This is kind of an emergency project if I ever happen to suddenly leave on holiday and want to take something that's gonna take ages with me and that's already packed. It's here, so I can just like grab that, buy the pattern and get started without having to think too much. For example, I'm probably not gonna cast on a design just before I leave for a hypothetical holiday, so this is ready for me if I need it, but it's not very high in the priority list, to be honest. And that's the last one of the accessories. So now to the last category, which is random stuff. I'm calling it blankets, but there is one blanket in there. Yeah, as the blanket, again I mentioned the Arctic Morning blanket by Jenise Hope. It's almost done. I have pieced everything together. If I was following the pattern, I would just have to do the border, but I decided I wanted to make it into a rectangle, so I need to add 4 more hexes in each corner. I mean 1 in each corner, so 4 more hexes total. And I would like to do half hexes to close off the gap between the corner I'm gonna add and the tip, the top, because it's shaped like this. And if I add something there, I have a hole here because they are hexes. So I need to do also 4 more halves, so 2 complete. I'm probably not gonna stick them, I'm just gonna knit flat, but that's Colorwork. So maybe I will stick them. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just fill them with the black yarn because I have a lot of the black yarn left. I don't know. I still need to finish that, but again, not very high in the priority list because I'm not gonna need that during the spring or summer. But I knit most of the current blanket during spring and summer. So we will see. It's been a year now. But it's there in case I want it. The next thing is almost done. I'm not gonna put it in the plans, I'm just gonna mention it. It's a tablet cover I'm doing in the long slip stitch pattern, and it's almost done. I mean, I just need to do the closure. So I'm not gonna mention that in the plans. I'll finish it today, I think. So the actual plan I have in this category, I'm so excited about. I need to fish out the skein I have put at the very bottom of the box because I thought I would absolutely never use it. It's a skein of mohair I have bought years ago, and mohair is itchy for me, so I don't wear it. I have one sweater and I don't wear it because it's itchy, and then I have one cowl. I like to wear it, but it's itchy. So this skein is Cloud Silk Mohair by Woolen Twine Fiber Studio. It's a gorgeous minty green color. It's a mix between sage green and minty green. It's beautiful, I love this color. But it's a single skein, I don't know what to do with it, and it's itchy. However, the other day I spotted on Instagram a reel of a ceramicist that was doing hand knit lampshades using mohair, and they are so stinking cute. Like, I cannot believe. It's so creative. So it's, I think, Josie Ceramics. So definitely go and check out her website if you want to buy one of those very cute little lamps. However, in my apartments I don't need small little lamps. What I need is a like overhead lampshades because I still have the light bulbs that's just hanging from the, not the roof, how do you call that? The ceiling. It's ugly, I need to do something, but I wanted to find the perfect thing, and this is gonna be perfect. So I bought, let me grab them. I went to IKEA the other day and I bought, sorry this is crinkly, those guys. It's just a lampshade, but this one is in paper and it's like $2. It cost nothing because it's all crinkly. So they don't need to really pay attention to the packaging, so this is very cheap. It's just folded on itself, and my plan is to open it, cut out the paper and just keep the 2 rings, metallic rings, knit the lampshades in mohair and then put the rings inside it, and then I'm gonna have a lampshade for $2 and a little bit of mohair. Those ones are 33 centimeters diameters. Yes, that's 13 inches, so that's kind of, it's big, but it's not too big either. And my living room is too big for this small size thing, so I bought also this guy. The packaging is huge, but it's not overkill either. So this one is 42 centimeters. That's 17 inches. So it's gonna be about this wide. And this one has the not crinkled paper, so actually the packaging is this big because this paper is flat inside the cardboard, and then you have to clip it on the metallic circles. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna keep the metallic circles and then use this to do the lampshade thing. And I'm just so excited. It's gonna be perfect, and I can finally use this single skein that I don't know what to do with, that was hanging up at the very bottom of my stash since years. And the color is gonna be perfect in my kitchen because my kitchen is beautiful. And it has a very light pink tone for the furnitures, and the ceramic part between the top cupboards and the bottom is a very light green tone. It's lighter than this, but it's gonna go very well together. And also the door to come inside my apartment is a very dark green, and it's gonna be very well with that. It's gonna be perfect. I'm super excited. So that's my plan. Ooh, it's gonna be great. More hair. Yes, I almost cast that on last week, but then I remembered I have stuff to finish, so I was good and I kept that for real spring cast on. So that's it. I'm at the end of the list. I think I haven't forgotten anything. We will see at the end of June. I will do the summer knitting plans, and I will come back on what I have managed to knit during the spring season, what I have decided to pick within the shopping list that is my knitting plans. And I'm just so excited. I just love doing this. I love lists, and I love ticking off stuff off list. Okay, that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed. I suggest you subscribe to my channel if you want to follow my knitting adventures and want to know if I manage to stick to my plans, and if I do, what I choose to do. And yeah, thank you for your support, thank you for your comments, for your likes, thank you for being here. I love you. Happy spring to everyone. I hope you enjoyed the sunny and warmer weather as much as I do. And I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye.